our beautiful Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. Now, the reason why I've decided to not just do a podcast today, but also to make a video is that one, you guys can see my awesome face. No, I'm just kidding. And secondly, so that I can tell you about my plans as we're moving towards World Rhino Day. Now, while I was running today, I always do this whole reflection thing when I'm on a run, and I solve the world's problems and I solve the world's conservation problems, etc. So I always, have these epiphanies and these amazing ideas. So I was reflecting on running and what it means to me as a person. Running to me equates freedom. Not just the freedom to actually go out on a beautiful trail or on a road run and run, but also the freedom to express yourself. And I, for one, have decided to use this talent that I have, this ability to run, and put it to greater good. And my chosen charity, or I don't even want to call it a charity, my chosen organization and cause that I'm doing this for is for rhino conservation. And we also know that if you conserve or you look after one species, in my case, this beautiful iconic animal called a rhinoceros, you also look after their habitat. So we preserve the land, and if we preserve the land and one species, we also preserve many other species and ensure that these animals are around for longer than just a couple of years still, and that will contribute to our economy, our travel and tourism, because let's face it, people are not going to come to South Africa to see a reserve with the big three or the big two. They come to South Africa to see the big five. So very, very important that I play my little part. I make my miles matter more so than just for myself. So I decided to make this video and create this new podcast for you guys to share my plans with you. Yes, I am going to be embarking on my crazy adventure, the reason why I started the podcast in the first place. And the first of two, for now, Run Wild expeditions will start on the 22nd of September this year, and it will continue until the 22nd of November. Now that's a period of 62 days, which is quite significant because I have applied for a Guinness World Record attempt. I'm going to attempt to run the most half marathon distances by a female, and the previous record was 60 days. So I decided, it just sounds good running from the 22nd of September to the 22nd of November, and I'll make it 62 days. And the reason why I'm doing this is to bring significant awareness to the issue of rhino poaching in South Africa and also in the rest of Africa, actually just the entire world. Because we do face quite a huge problem, guys. These animals are critically endangered, and if we don't do something now, they might not be around for future generations to see them. And as I mentioned, people come to South Africa on safari to see the big five, not the big two or the big three. All right. My other aim with this expedition is to raise funds. I'm aiming to raise 1,000 Rand per day, every day, for the organization that I represent, which is the Olive Foundation, the One Land Love It Foundation. So a big feat for one single person, but you know what? I can do this. And how will I do this? Well, I'm going to approach businesses and offer them 1 day's worth of advertising on social media. So for that day, that business will pay 1,000 Rand. Now, these businesses that I'm approaching, obviously, will all be Port Elizabeth based, or most of them rather. And how this will work is the business will pay the organization, the One Land Love It Foundation, 1,000 rand to be funded on Facebook for that day. I will then start and finish my run and basically do laps around the business, and we'll have other initiatives like, obviously our mascot Ollie, the life-size Rhino, fiberglass Rhino will be there, and we'll run a campaign, where in the world is Ollie today? There'll be some lucky draw prizes for the public, and we'll also encourage the public to come down and witness these runs. So create a little bit of a vibe, have a fun 62 days, even though I'll be running my royal behind off, my daily half marathon plus distance for my Guinness World Record attempt. Now, the other thing that I'm planning on doing, okay, and this is where you guys come in, is to have people run with me, either in person if they're in Port Elizabeth, or virtually. And if you are a virtual runner or an in-person runner, you will then make any donation you want to make to the Ollie Foundation. I need 62 minimum people, one per day for 62 days, to run with me, either in person or virtually. Your money will go towards an amazing cause. If we can raise 62,000 rand or more for this organization, guys, I swear I will do something amazing. And you can start challenging me if I make my target at a minimum of 62,000 rand over the 62-day period. I will pick one or two or three of the crazy things you want me to do, and I will go and do them publicly on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, with the runs, we'll also do many Facebook Lives. There'll be lots of chatting to people, lots of chatting to amazing people that do amazing work with rhino conservation, living sustainably, just leaving not such a large footprint on Earth. And also with the business owners punting their services and goods on Facebook. Now, as a parting thought, running has certainly taught me many lessons in life. And the one thought that I thought I'll share with you guys today is hills. We all love to hate hills. We all, as runners, have a love-hate relationship with hills. But the one thing that I've learned is, number one, there's no hill that you cannot walk up, run up, or crawl up even. Secondly, after a mean hill, you always have either a plateau or a downhill. And the third thing with hills, guys, is you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And it's pretty much the same with life. If you're facing an uphill battle and we're in the throes of this coronavirus pandemic or plandemic, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you, but you know what? We're going to get to the top of this hill. And when we get to the top, there's either going to be a nice flat surface to run on, or we're going to just nail it downhill. So that's my thought for the day. And stay tuned, because I will be sharing more of my insights, my running insights, my life lessons. And then I also want to take the liberty to give a few shout outs to a few really amazing companies that are already on board, whether by choice or by default, for my Run Wild for Rhinos Guinness World Record attempt. First and foremost, Balega, best socks ever. Guys, if you want to run in amazing socks, do it in Balega. Okay, you can access the shop online. I can really vouch for these socks. I love these socks. Not only do they look great, but the fit is amazing. And specifically, my new ultimate favorite is the mohair blister resist socks. And I'll probably be doing most of my 62 days in those ones, because you don't want any blisters when you have to run 62 consecutive half marathons. Secondly, my nutrition of choice, Herbalife Nutrition. There is no way that you can do an attempt like this without proper, amazing nutrition. Amazing, powerful bodies require and deserve excellent nutrition, and Herbalife is just that, guys. Not only the shakes and the amazing energy teas, the herbal beverages, but also the recovery drink. My personal favorite is the Rebel Strength. Cannot live without that. Cannot. The chocolate flavor is amazing. You get a full range of vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, and 4,000 milligrams of BCAAs, and a whopping 24 grams of protein, which is amazing. No nasties in it. It's super clean. It is super amazing. It is just good food. Then the other thing that I would like to give a shout out is Saucony shoes. Now, I'm not sponsored by them. I buy my shoes, I pay for them. So this is an unsolicited review, guys. Both my road shoes and my trail shoes are Saucony. And you know, if you asked me 2 years ago or even 2 months ago, would I ever run in Saucony shoes? I probably would have said no because I didn't know the shoe. But my goodness, what amazing shoes. It literally, even the trail runners, which are traditionally quite hard shoes, well, these ones are not. They are freaking amazing. Absolutely stunning. Then the fourth company that I want to give a shout out to, and once again, I pay for my gear. I'm not paid to do this, okay, is Funky Pants. Tracy Harker's Funky Pants is, as she puts it on her website, ridiculously comfortable. Okay, they are ridiculously comfy, guys. They don't ride, they just fit my bum nicely, they just sit on my body. You don't even know that your pants are there. I mean, sometimes when you get really tired and you think, oh my gosh, am I actually wearing pants? And you look down and they are there. That's how ridiculously comfy they are. And then the last one, which is also an unsolicited review, not being paid for this, is my K-Wave backpacks. I've got two of them. I've got the Dart and I've got another one, a 10-liter one that I used for my Addo attempt this year. Once again, guys, as I said to you, not a paid review, but my gosh, those K-Wave backpacks are amazing. They just fit so nicely. The shoulder straps are nice and padded. Ample space, lots of packing space to take some food and other stuff on your long runs or on our long trail races for all your compulsory gear. It is just flipping amazing, absolutely stunning. Now, on that note, I'm going to set you guys free. But before I go, I want to ask you one more thing. Do you consider donating just $1? $1, guys. What can you do with $1? But if you donate that $1, or if each of us donate $1 to the Ollie Foundation, the One Land Love It Foundation, it will make such a difference to so many people's lives. Think about it and then hit the donate button. All the details are below the video or in the podcast description. And do your thing. Donate your $1. And then, guys, keep running wild. Keep going ballistic. Keep putting that one foot in front of the other. Remember, after every big hill, there's either a nice flat surface or a downhill to run. So until next time, bye guys. Love you all.